Hi there, this is just a little video if you're new to the game or you've never come across one of these bay windows. This is a canted bay window roof, so it doesn't go round at 45, it's splay. It doesn't go around at 90, it goes round at 45-degree splay, so they can be a bit of a pain to set out. But I'll show you how I go about it. Everyone's got their own way of doing it, but this is how I do it. So I'll put these in loosely. I'll get them out of the way. So obviously the first thing you've got to do is get your plates on. So I've had to put double plate on to get level with the ceiling inside. So we know this is 45 here, so we have to split it, dissect it, which makes it 22.5 degrees. Then I'll run straight edge on that outside mark through to here, and then I'll put plumb mark up. That's where my, well, it's not really a hip, it's just an irregular common rafter. And I'll do the same the other side, but I've already fixed this side. So I'll put the timber across on the lines, which then gives me a mark just there, and I'll plumb that up either end. Now the roof's got to be 40 degrees, so to mark to work out where this wall plate's going, I'll cut a rafter. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so sorry. Right, so I cut a dummy rafter in, bird's mouth on it, and then I'll get a block and I'll put it against the wall, and wherever these 2 points meet, so this is my plate, where them 2 points meet is a level underneath this plate, so that gives me that level with that plate. So I've plumbed the 2 lines up either end. I've worked out the height of my plate with a dummy rafter. Now I'll take off the thickness of this, which is 45mm. So I'll take that off, when I get fixed in, there'll be one here. So now the next timber to go in is the common. It's slightly different common. The top has got splay cut on it, so you've got 40 degrees. Because I know this is 22.5, splay 22.5. At the bottom, just square the corner off like you would on a any other hip roof if it was 90. So you've got that. I also use, very important, all of my cutting, I use one of these blocks That block's for height above the plate. So on every rafter, that block should line up with the top of the rafters. And that ensures that it all goes through level with the plate. So I've marked 122 degree splay, 40 degree plumb, taking my dimension. On a measure, I put the block on like that, and then I'll measure physically from this point to this point, which gives me this point, and then I'll use the block just like that, and that gives me my backing and my bird bar. So that's that one cut, so that slides in just in position like that. So I'll put a tack in that. Right, so that one is now out of position. I'll cut that line off that common, and that common will come in here. Now, we've now got a timber that runs down this wall, and this one is more like the hip because it's longer and the degree is shallower. So again, put my block on the wall there. And if you notice, because this is splayed, back the rafter comes down slightly, so this is the height that I'll need to work to on this side. So I'll take a measurement from there down to my block. So this is that timber. It changes to a 30 degree now because it's shallower, so it's like a hip really. So I've taken the measurement from the top there, which is that. Come down, this represents top of the block. Put my block on. Again, gives me my bird's mouth. Now, because this is sitting on the wall and this is splaying through, you've got to do 45 degree cut on the back of it, so that when it goes in, it sits at that point there, and it sits right there, and you've got the splay cut behind it. I don't know if you can see it. So that's that. Next one is a little, call it a jack. Goes central in this area, and now the cutting changes again. So it goes back to a 40 degree plumb, same as all the commons. But I want to run this in square. I don't want to run it in on a splay, because that means when I do my cuts at the bottom here, I'll have to cut them out of splay. Right, where was I? Sorry about that. So I've got one going here, so I want to run it in square, like square off the plate. So now it's going to be 40 degree because we know this is 45, to run a 45-degree splay on the back of it. Again, get my block, and I'll take a measure point from there onto the block, transfer that mark onto my timber, and then use my block again. That gives me my bird's mouth. So all the bird's mouths be identical. I'm not measuring, I'm using a block. And then that timber sits in. Let's get a tack in that. Bear with, I've only got one hand to hold the camera with and try and film. So that's basically how I'll do it. So I'll try and kick this one square with the plate, so when I do my plumb cut I ain't got to cut a splay. This one's going to be a pain because I have to cut it out a splay. Corner is going to be splayed either side. But yeah, that's basically it. This is slightly down here, but we're working to this point to run these all through. So I could just trim that off of the saw. I could even leave it because the battens will get over it. So, hope this little video's helped. Thanks for watching.